I'm back. Oh my goodness. So this is the perils of being kind of on the go and on the road, not having a strong Wi-Fi signal. So sorry about that. If you were joining me earlier for part one, I was talking about print marketing. And so this is just live Q&A. If anyone wants to jump on and drop any questions in the comments, I'll be happy to answer them on the spot. But I'm just going to hang out for a few more minutes and talk about some things that have been kind of going on in our world and some questions that have popped up along the way from different clients or colleagues or anyone that we know. So I'm going to make a little noise because I'm going to turn my car back on. It's getting a little warm in here, so I'm going to turn the car on and cool down. Actually, I know it's chilly out today. I'm all bundled up, but I'm feeling a little toasty sitting here. So, anyway, back to marketing and design life. So we've been doing a lot of print work this week, and so that's kind of top of mind for me, is just making sure that all of our friends and business friends and clients and everybody knows the kind of basics of print work and what you need to know in order to make your printer happy, whoever you're sending your documents off to, so that they get the right files and make sure that everything is looking super polished and professional. And so that's been a big one for us this week. We've also been working with some more technical issues. So our marketing strategist Steph has been working on a project this week. So Kara was working on a calendar design, and that's where the print work stuff came to top of mind for me today. Steph has been working on a few different things, some SEO work, and then also some product catalogs for our retail, like e-commerce clients. Just some issues with Facebook Pixel not firing correctly or not being connected correctly to websites, and just troubleshooting those. So one of the questions that came up there was, well, we don't even know that we are going to run ads. So why do we need Facebook Pixel? Or do we really need Facebook Pixel? And my answer is, heck yes, you need Facebook Pixel. I don't care what kind of business you have. If you're active on Facebook, you gotta have your Facebook Pixel installed on your website. Hopefully someday you'll grow to a point where you are ready to do some advertising. Or you'll want to grow to a point and you'll want to utilize that advertising capability. And we don't want to just jump into ads without the data. So Facebook Pixel is just a little string of code, and it gets put inside your website. There's all kinds of extra steps to do to it if you really want to go hard with it. But just as a baseline, like, it tracks who's visiting your site, and it relays that information back to Facebook, and then you're able to use that data to retarget that audience of those people who are going onto your site. So it's a really handy tool to have in place, and it's not one of those things that you're just like, oh, we're going to run an ad tomorrow, so we'll put Pixel in place today. If you want the highest return on investment you can possibly get with your advertising on Facebook, you're going to want to run that Pixel for at least a month to collect enough data to be able to use it to do your retargeting or your lookalike audiences. It's going to make a huge difference. And depending on what type of ad, what ad objective you choose, if you're doing something along the lines of, oh my gosh, what are they called? I just blanked out on the ads that automatically pull products from your catalog on your website. The only way to do that is to have that pixel in place. So it's very important, and it's something that we came across this week of just a few questions, a couple of different clients asking about pixel and getting it installed. We do that for a really, really reasonable rate, just getting that installed. But if you have questions about it, you don't want to touch that code yourself, we're happy to do that. So that was another little thing that popped up in our world this week. Still waiting to see if anyone else submits some comments or questions, but so I'm just kind of bouncing around from topic to topic of things that are relevant in our world this week, and questions that have been asked, and projects that have had some troubleshooting along the way. Anything that we've come across that might be helpful to any of you that might be watching this today, or after we're live. So another interesting thing that came in front of us this week was just thinking about messaging and encouraging if you have a brick and mortar. So this was brought up to us by our clients at Daisy Blue, and we were on a consult with them, and they asked, what do you think about, with the whole shutdown, things are kind of shutting back down, here in Hampton Roads in our area this week, the military got put back on HEPCON Charlie. So lockdown basically for military, and it's a huge military area. And so a lot of people now, a lot of the significant others and spouses for our team members are no longer allowed to go anywhere except for the grocery store, the gas station, or home, because of the coronavirus outbreaks, and the cases are rising here. So, but it was asked about holiday shopping, what to do about that message, would we be irresponsible if we don't, we want to be really cautious and considerate to our audience and make sure that we're not trying to, in a time when it's very blatantly obvious that a lot of the world is just kind of hunkering down, if we're trying to do our pop-ups and encourage people to get out and shop small or shop local, that we normally focus on during this time of year, that was one of the questions that was raised. And so my whole thing with this is just, it's all about the messaging. So I think that people who are comfortable going out and shopping in person are going to go out and shop in person. Now, people who are uncomfortable with that are going to find other ways and other places to shop. So shopping online, shopping on your e-commerce site, doing whatever they have to do, and that's cool. But to me, it's all about that messaging. And I think if you were centering it all, around how you're kind of structuring things and paying attention and trying really hard to be cognizant of safety precautions and then I think you're going to be okay. I think that once again, in any time of uncertainty, it's all about how you are transparent with your audience and how you offer to them some comfort, and just sharing the information. So what are you doing, in your retail store, in your brick and mortar, in your restaurant? What are you doing to make sure that people feel safe? And so how are you communicating that in your marketing? If you phone's ringing. If you want to, just do a little live walkthrough video and show when you first come in the door, you'll be greeted by our masked hostess. There's hand sanitizer on the hostess stand for you to use. When you get seated at your table, this is how far apart the tables are. And just little, any kind of visual cue you can give, any kind of reassurance, I think is a good thing. You don't want to focus on it too much. there are definitely like polar opposite cases for this whole scenario that can really freak people out. So there's a line to tread there for sure, but it's doable. And just making sure that your audience knows, hey, I'm doing this pop-up, or we're doing this special in store, but we're also offering, we also have our e-commerce shop that you can shop on all the time. If there's something that you can't get online, like, just send us a message and ask us if we can help you out virtually, so just, you got to cater to your audience a little bit. And we're all in that boat, everyone's in that boat right now, and we're just all trying to, still several months later, trying to like really navigate and figure out what that looks like for each of us. So those are just kind of 3 things that have popped up on my radar this week that I think are really relevant right now, or most of the first couple definitely just kind of in general. This last one was definitely more specific to the time that we're living in, but hopefully I've sparked a little inspiration here. If you have any questions regarding anything marketing or graphic design, please drop them in the comments. I'll come back and answer them. I'm gonna go get these roots done and take my laptop in, and I'll be working away. So while that's happening, so if you need something, give us a holler. We're happy to help. I hope everybody next week, haven't decided. Let me know in the comments, anyone who watches this. How do y'all feel about Fri YAY on Black Fri YAY? I don't know. Holiday weekend. Will any of you be tuning in more to social media because you'll be at home and off work? Or will you just be soaking up all kinds of family time? Or will you be hitting those online sales? No matter what, let me know. And we might see you next week. We might not. Otherwise, we'll see you the week after. The week after, for sure, be back in the office with Kara. So tune in for that. Thanks for watching today. Hope you all have a great weekend. Take care.